Washington. Good afternoon, Washington. How you doing, everybody? It's Big Dave here. Shorts weather again. Feels like June out there, even though it's only March. All right, ratings special today. A ratings special. With the PPM ratings, those automated ratings that came out a couple years ago, we get radio ratings every week, so it's no big deal. Stations are all over the place and everything. But we still get these. They put 4 weeks together every 4 weeks, and we get the monthly ratings. So the monthly radio ratings came out today. Ta-da! For the Washington market and for the Baltimore market. And we're going to take a look at the winners and the losers. So anyhow, looking at some of the numbers, WTOP, of course, a winner. They're always up there at first place, and February was no exception. They were first full day. They were first in the mornings. They were first in afternoon drive. Okay, their lowest numbers I'm looking at here, third in middays and third on the weekends. But still, that's great ratings, okay? what the heck? And they were, they had taken a little mini slump there in the December book. They were down to second. And in the holiday book, which comes in between December and January, they were second. But they bounced back to first, and they're in a solid first again for February. And that's a good thing because, WTOP survives or thrives on really bad news, like big storms and stuff. And if we had had a really big snowy winter, that TOP would have been way up there in first place. And even with a very mild winter and with not a lot of big news coming down the pike in February, they did very well. So congratulations, TOP. These are the 6+ numbers, the beauty contest numbers. A lot of radio stations dismiss them and say, well, we're really going after men 25-54 or women 18-34 or whatever. Every station will say, well, there's some demographic they're good in. But, the 6+, it's a good beauty contest thing. And if you're doing good in the 6+, you're probably doing good in your target demos too. Hot 99.5 is also doing very well this month, second place in the overall numbers. Kane's in third place in mornings. Just a solid performer there for Clear Channel. Interesting, Fresh is up to 7th place. Fresh was 18th place in December, okay? In the holiday book, they were 16th place. They jumped up to 8th place in January and 7th place in February. And, and they're doing it really not even hurting Hot 99.5. I really think that a lot of those listeners of Hot 99.5 are also listening a lot to CBS's Fresh FM 94.7. And the station is sounding a lot more poppy, I think. More contemporary hit pop sound. And it's easily the best performer for CBS Washington, D.C., which their other stations ain't doing so good. We'll get into that in just a second here. Number 3, of course, WAMU. Everyone says, hey, people don't listen to liberal talk. And okay, they aren't really liberal talk, but public radio, NPR, tends to skew to a liberal lefty audience, and they're doing third place. It's their morning show. Morning edition is second place, and the afternoon show, all things considered, is third place. So they're doing great, putting WMAL to shame. Wash is in 4th place. Get another performer for Clear Channel. Lori and Lou and Lori and Lou and Lori and Lou and Lori and Lori and Lou and Lou and Lori, whatever the name. They're 5th place. Lou Katz there, radio veteran, 5th place. Radio 1 is saying, hey, look at us now. Hot Majic 102.3 WMMJ, Adult Urban Contemporary, 5th place. That's their best book. They were tied for 5th place back in December. Took a little bit of a dip, but back to 5th place again for February. So they're, good for them. 4th place with Tom Joyner in the mornings. So they're doing good. Then they actually just beat HUR just by this much. That's their big rival. HUR is down to 6th place. They're 5th, 4th, 5th. Now they're 6th place. That's not bad for them. Steve Harvey at 6th place. They're still a very strong station. Of course, Howard University owns them. And of course, we just said Fresh 94.7 is in 7th place. Great for CBS. KYS, 8th place. A solid performer there. Way ahead of PGC. PGC has done some tweaking to a little more of a rhythmic contemporary format. That's CBS's PGC, and they're down to 16th place. That's pretty bad. That's not great. What's the good news about PGC? The good news is it is CBS's second top station in the market at 16th place. Steve Swenson's got some work to do. MZQ Country, Clear Channel Country, 9th place. Boxer in 10th in mornings. Little softness there for Cumulus's Mix 107.3, WRQX at 9th place. They're doing okay. Again, they're kind of racking it up, more of a contemporary hit sound, but they're coming out kind of a loser in a three-way battle with Hot 99.5 and Fresh 94.7. Jack Diamond in 8th place there in the mornings. Christian Contemporary WGTS in 11th place. DC 101 in 12th place, kind of an altish rocker. They don't always play alt rock, but they do play some active rock occasionally, but tends to lean to the alt rock direction. Elliot also doing pretty good at 7, and I'm sure if we looked at the male demos, he'd be doing even better. W Big, clear, classic rock, classic hits, whatever you want to call them, 13th place. The Praise, 13th place. They're tied there with the classic rock station. Yeah. WIDA FM Classical 90.9 at 15th place. We said PGC at 16th place. They need to get a morning show established at this station. I think that's one of the things that Fresh has done with Tommy McFly, getting a good morning show established to help them with the ratings. PGC needs to do that now that Big Tigger is no longer there. MAL's at 17th place. That's not too good. 17th place. The morning show there, Brian and Brian at 14th place. Rush does okay in middays at 7th place, and Hannity 15th. I don't know. With that move to FM, you think they'd be doing better than that. Sports Talk, ESPN 980 is at 18th place. They rate morning show at 19th, middays with Tony Kornheiser at 17th, and afternoons with Zabin and 17th place. El Zal, 18th place. Again, they're tied with ESPN 980. Not so great ratings. They've obviously been hurt a little bit by the move to 107.9, which doesn't come in too great in Northern Virginia. JFK, 20th place. Sports Talk, 106.7 The Fan. The Junkies at 18th place. Again, if you look at the male demos, I'm sure they're doing a lot better than that, but it's still, kind of limping along there. Middays with Wise there. Holden Kushner, 20th place, and Arrington and Dukes at 20th place. Then we got Free FM out of Frederick, Country Music at 21st place. We got Wava, Christian Contemporary. We got Hot Adult Contemporary WINC. We got Spanish WDCN, all tied for 22nd. Interesting. One of the top-rated AMers in the Washington market is this little thing called WBQH, which plays Mexican music on 1050 AM. It's a Hubbard-owned station, but it's leased out to a broadcast, La Mera Mera, I think they call it. Not the Mike O'Mara, the Mera Mera. They're 25th place. Pretty good for a little dinkwad AMer. You got a Country FLS in Fredericksburg at 25th. BQB out in Fredericksburg at 27th. Waffy Key 103 in Frederick at 28th. These are the DC market numbers, 6+ overall. And we've got a bunch of stations tied for, PFW is also tied at 28th place. 98 Rock in Baltimore's at 30th place. ERQ, why do I keep going? I keep going because the ERQ 31st place, because at 32nd place, WNEW, the new CBS All Newser. WNEW, 32nd place. Okay? And that's actually down. If you look at the holiday book, they were 26th place, but that was back when they were playing Christmas music. And then they went to the January book where they did start the format in mid-January, and they were down a little bit to 29th place. And now in February, the first full month of the all-news format, they're down to 32nd place. And in the weekly numbers, if you look at the weekly numbers for the 4th week of February, they're actually down to 36th place. So they've got some problems there. And I don't see anything that's going to kickstart that station at the moment, unless they got to, differentiate themselves from TOP in some way. I don't know. We're doing something that TOP isn't doing. And they got to get that signal kicked up. As I've said many times, D.C. is not the center of the D.C. market. Fairfax County is. Fairfax County has twice the population of D.C. And that, to me, is the core of the Washington metro market. And if you can't serve that big county from Great Falls to Lorton, from Chantilly to Falls Church, you can't win the D.C. market. And I'd like to say they should move WJFK back to Fairfax. They should do that. All right, so Clear Channel looks good. All their stations are pretty good performers. Big's a little on the weak side there, but, they're okay. Radio 1's doing pretty good with most of their stations. They're beating PGC. They're beating HUR. Hubbard, of course, WFED ain't doing so well in the ratings, but, they don't really look at the ratings for that station. It's just ad revenue. It's just, a couple of government-oriented broadcasting groupie-doopies. Cumulus, they're not doing, Mix 107.3 ain't doing so hot, but it's doing okay. But MAL's got to be a disappointment at 17th place with the 2 signals, including the FM. So there. All right, folks, there's my little analysis of the Washington radio ratings for February. Thanks for watching. So there.